especially the top. All right, happening tonight, some big changes to a busy West Hollywood intersection. Santa Monica and San Vicente Boulevards will be going all pedestrian at night. No cars, meaning no right or left turns here while people are walking in the crosswalks. This will happen Thursday through Saturday from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m., 8 to 3. During the day, the intersection will operate normally. All right, David Bigger's backing up for another check on the weather and some warm weather for the weekend.
Yeah, it is going to be pretty hot as we get into tomorrow, and then we'll start to get a couple of changes. I wanted to show you a great example of some of the changes coming our way. This is the forecast for Canoga Park over the next couple of days. Look at the temperature for tomorrow in the low 90s. Then as we get into Saturday, mid 80s, back to the 70s by Sunday, and then by Monday we're back to the low 70s. So it's just going to be a very hot day tomorrow, followed by some cooling coming our way very quickly as we go through the weekend and into next week. Now, the heat tomorrow might actually break a few records in a few spots. You can see a couple of examples we have here, like Riverside, 93 degrees for tomorrow. That would break the record from 1972 to 87. Anaheim also has a record of 87. Tomorrow might be 93. Pasadena, 90. That'll break another record of 87 degrees. But that was set last year. And same with downtown LA. Last year was the record at 88 degrees. Tomorrow we might get to 89 degrees. But as I was showing you at Canoga Park, things change very quickly as we get into the weekend and next week. And that's all courtesy of this cutoff low that is just kind of meandering out over the Pacific. For tomorrow, high pressure bringing us all the warmth. But as we get into the weekend, this area of low pressure comes in and sort of brings a little bit of cool air with it. It's not going to cool back to about average for this time of year, which is the upper 60s around downtown LA. We'll stay probably in about the low to mid 70s, but that is much cooler than we're looking at for tomorrow. And it looks like as we get into next week, this will eventually get reabsorbed into the flow of the jet stream. A weak area of high pressure is going to start building in just to our southwest. This might bring a little bump in temperatures next week, but it doesn't look as crazy as what we're going to be seeing for tomorrow in a few spots. Here's what we're looking at for tomorrow. Low to mid 80s across the high desert, mid to upper 60s across the area mountains. I.e., looking at temperatures pretty much in the 90s everywhere. 91 degrees in Hemet, 94 in Corona, 93 degrees in Ontario. Inland Orange County, pretty hot. Upper 80s and the low 90s with 90 in Santa Ana, 93 in Anaheim. We're looking at 82 degrees though around Huntington Beach. For the valleys of LA and Ventura counties, also seeing some 90s mixed in, like 90 in Thousand Oaks, Encino Valley, 91 in Burbank, 92 in Van Nuys, 90 in Santa Paula. And for the basin in the San Gabriel Valley, upper 80s around downtown LA, 91 degrees in Alhambra, 92 in West Covina, and 91 degrees in Diamond Bar. But again, it's just tomorrow, then we start cooling down. Basin forecast on top, coastal forecast on the bottom. Upper 80s tomorrow, mid 80s Saturday, upper 70s by Sunday, maybe with some fog mixed in during the morning. We'll sort of stay there as we get to the start of the week, but here's that little bump in temperatures we're talking about. Nothing too hot, just a little bit of a warm up by the middle of next week. Valleys on top, i.e. forecast down below. For tomorrow, lots of 90s. Then we're back into the upper 70s by Sunday with maybe some fog for the San Fernando Valley and the San Gabriel Valley. Then we cool off into the low 70s by Monday, bounce back a bit, heading into the middle of next week. High desert on top, let us a forecast down below. Tomorrow and Saturday, pretty much the peak of the heat. Then we start cooling down back to the 60s by Monday.